Hey everybody, we're going to try an activity called holidays. Just to have them in front of us, I thought I would write out some of the holidays that you or maybe people around you might be celebrating in the coming weeks. I'm not sure when you'll see this video, but whenever you do see it, you want to be familiar with these holidays. The first one's Veterans Day, which is November 11th. The second one is Diwali. Do you remember what that one is? Who celebrates it? The next one's Thanksgiving, usually the third or maybe last Thursday in November. This year, Hanukkah, the celebration of lights, is going to be December 10th through the 18th. We have a holiday called Las Posados. I hope I said that right. And that's celebrated the 16th through the 24th of December. That's a really not a commonly known holiday, but maybe if you have heard of it or if you're curious, you could look something up about it and let me know what you find out. Then we have Christmas, December 25th. That does not ever change. It's always the same date. And then this year, Kwanzaa, which is another celebration of light, will be December 26th through January 1st. So I just wanted to take a quick moment to point out something. As we are in the northern hemisphere of planet Earth, in this time of year, there is a darkening. So maybe you've noticed that the days get shorter. The night seems to come really early, like maybe around 5 or 6, it's dark. And I just wanted to point out to you that it is not a coincidence that so many of the holidays celebrated through many cultures around the world are celebrating light at the time when it's darkest in that hemisphere. So that's just something to keep in mind. I wanted to share with you something I'm really excited about, which is a new instrument for me. It's called a djembe, and it's a type of drum that is from West Africa. So I will be using the djembe as we learn this activity. So for this holidays activity, we're going to be spelling. One thing I've noticed about my 5th grade students, we have really good ideas, and I really appreciate how much you guys share with me when you either send me a message on Schoology or you post on a discussion board. That's awesome. I have noticed that we have some spelling issues. Okay, I'm a music teacher, but I really think it's important that we be able to spell words clearly and correctly so that if you're communicating with somebody, they can understand what you're trying to say. So we're going to start by spelling the word holidays. Do you think you could spell it on your own right now? Maybe if you have a piece of paper near you, you could just jot it down and either try to sound it out or remember, if you're a visual person, what it looks like when it's written out or typed up on a page. Holidays. Okay, it's spelled Holidays. Did you guess correctly? Well, if not, I guarantee that by the end of this activity, you should be able to spell this word, okay? So what we're gonna do is, let's just take a very basic way of doing this rhythm. I'm gonna ask you to be my echo, and I'm gonna play a little beat. Oh, the djembe sounds so great. Here I go. Holidays. I wanna do that again. Here I go. Holidays. All right, do you think you can be my echo? Try it now. Holid. Oh, no, I spelled it wrong. All right, I'm gonna go again. Holidays. Your turn. How many letters are in that word? Count them if you need to on your fingers or write them down. We have a total of 8 letters, and we are going to be working within 8 beats. So a really boring way would just be to put a letter on each beat like this. Holidays. Yeah, it's fine. But we can make it more interesting if we condense some of those letters into one beat, or if we spread out the length of time that we use to say each one. So let's go back to that very basic one more time, and then we'll start exploring. So we're going to try that 4 times in a row. Ready? 4 times. Holidays. 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 Nice. Let's change it up. Let's see if we can put some more rests in there, maybe in the middle. So check this out. Holidays. Yeah, that one's great. So I've got 4/8 notes and then a rest. Do you recognize this kind of rest? I hope so. It's a half rest, 2 beats of silence. It's followed by what kind of rest? If you guessed quarter rest, you're absolutely right. And then we finish out the pattern with 1/8 notes and then a couple of quarter notes. So let's try this one 4 times in a row. This is pattern 2. Here we go. Holidays. 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 Nice. Okay, let's try another way. This one's gonna have a syncope. Okay, do you remember what syncope stands for? If you guessed syncopation, you're exactly right. Remember that syncopation is when you have a rhythmic pattern that doesn't line up with the steady beat, which makes things really interesting. So this one, let's see if I can work it out. Holidays. 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 Why don't you try that one with me 4 times? Here we go together. Holidays. Let's add some body percussion to each of those. Now, I am sitting down and playing the drum, but I'm going to ask you to improvise your own body percussion. So for each of the patterns, let's come up with a single way to move. For example, for pattern number 1, maybe you want to snap. For pattern number 2, you could clap or stomp. For pattern 3, you could pat your legs. Again, it doesn't matter to me what you choose, you're improvising as long as you stay on the same type of movement for each pattern. So let me repeat each of them and you can decide what kind of body percussion you'd like to do. Here's the first pattern. Holidays. Holidays. Pattern number 2, choose something different here. Here's pattern number 2. Holidays. Holidays. And pattern number 3. Choose something different from number 1 and number 2 for your body percussion. Here I go. Holidays. Holidays. Okay, so those are the 3 different patterns that we're going to use. And now what we're going to do is turn it into a rondo. If you remember, a rondo is when you have a musical idea, then it starts off your pattern, okay? Then you move to a new section, but then you go back to the first part, and then you go back to another new section, and then you would go back to the first part and another new section, depending on how many new sections you want to create. A, B, A, C, A, D, A, E, A. If you guessed that F would have come after that, you're correct. So, our rondo part is going to include, let's see, these 5 holidays on the bottom: Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Las Posadas, Christmas, and Kwanzaa. I'll do it many times, so just join me whenever you feel comfortable. Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Las Posadas, Christmas, Kwanzaa. 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 Think you got it? Okay, friends, you ready to do this whole thing? I don't know if I am or not, but let's just try it. Ready, set, start with the holidays. Here we go. Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Las Posadas, Christmas, Kwanzaa. Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Las Posadas, Christmas, Kwanzaa. H-O-L-I-D-A-Y-S. H-O-L-I-D-A-Y-S. 2 more times. H-O-L-I-D-A-Y-S. H-O-L-I-D-A-Y-S. Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Las Posadas, Christmas, Kwanzaa. Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Las Posadas, Christmas, Kwanzaa. H-O-L-I-D-A-Y-S. 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 Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Las Posadas, Christmas, Kwanzaa. Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Las Posadas, Christmas, Kwanzaa. H-O-L-I-D-A-Y-S. 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 Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Las Posadas, Christmas, Kwanzaa. Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Las Posadas, Christmas, Kwanzaa. I hope that went well. I had a lot of fun playing it with you, and I hope that whichever of these holidays you may celebrate, I hope you have a great time with your friends and family and that you stay safe. Take care, everybody.